Sorry about that, everyone. My mom might be calling back. We lost connection, but anyways, she was just calling. She's heading out on like a retreat or something, and she didn't watch America's Got Talent, so I needed to catch her up on that, catch her up on the winners and the losers. Um, I can't think of all the winners though. There's one winner I'm missing. I think there were 5 winners, right? 3 people were in the Duncan save. 2 of them went through. Um. Uh-oh. Did, what happened to the stream? Oh, okay. I was just... Okay. Never mind. Never mind. We good. We good. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's see. I was put in AFK again, I believe. And I know it's hilarious. I don't know if you can see on the screen. Um... I don't know if you can see on the screen, but I turned myself down to 0 at one point because I didn't want to hear the people at the moment because I was trying to talk. So you're wondering, why do I go through that trouble, but I still want to, or why do I go through the trouble of staying in the voice chat if I don't want to hear the people? I don't know. It's a very difficult dichotomy to convey. I'm not sure why it's that way, but it is that way. So, I don't know. You know? I'm a beggar, and I'm a chooser. That sounds like a great song. I'm a beggar, I'm a chooser. I don't know. Beggar chooser. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna come up with a song for that, and I will let you guys know. Guys and gals know what it's like. Or I'll let you know about it. Okay, so we need to think of the winners. There's one winner I could not think of before my mom, unfortunately, had to disconnect because she was in a place of not great service. Trying to think. There was Ketchy, Diavolo, Angelica Hale. Shoot, I already forgot the 4th one I talked about. Ketchy, Angelica Hale, Diavolo. Crap. Where's the 4th and 5th? The Pompeo family was not. Oh, Christian Guardino, I believe he was 4th. And this is actually gonna bother me quite a bit. I'll be honest. If I can't figure this out, it's gonna bother me a lot. Christian Guardino, Ketchy, Angelica Hale. I only know Angelica Hale so well because I don't like her. I think she was awful. Well, awful maybe a little extreme, a little harsh. I feel like between, like, if one of the 10-year-olds had to go, or one of the, I don't know, I think she's 9 actually, whatever. If one of the under 11 but over 8-year-olds had to go through, I honestly would have picked Celine Tam, because I think her voice is actually good. It's not just because she's a kid, it's like a legitimately good voice. But her performance last night, it wasn't her performance, it was the song choice. The song choice, not last night, sorry, this last episode. The song choice was the, like, lead song from Moana. I don't even remember. I hate it. It's annoying. For some reason, I love Let It Go. Like, despite it being played everywhere for like 5 years straight. But this song from Moana, I hated it the very first time I heard it. I don't know why. So she played that song. She sang that song, I should say. And then while she was doing this song, I was like, this is not her style. Like, this is not good. I guess, okay. I don't know. I do, okay. Putting my bias aside, my partiality towards Celine, I do think that Angelica Hale did pick significantly more difficult songs to sing. And I don't think they were all just songs from movies, like really well-known songs from movies, like "My Heart Will Go On" and the song from Moana that I hate. Um, but here's what I think. I think that Celine is way above the kinds of songs she was singing on America's Got Talent. She's got a much better voice than that song especially showcased. That's Celine. I hope I didn't say Angelica there. I'm talking about Celine on that one. As far as Angelica goes, I feel like she's really the one that should be doing these like Disney songs. I don't like her voice at all. I think it sounds very. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of a lot of heat for this one. I think her voice sounds very childlike, very immature. The kind of voice you would hear on a Kids Bop version of that Moana song. No! That was a good combo. That was like my best combo. She. Okay. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is that I think both Angelica Hale and Celine Tam need to switch their songs between each other. I think Angelica would thrive with the baby songs, and Celine would thrive with the harder ones. That's just my thought. I don't know. I know that that's controversial. I know I'm hating on a 9-year-old, like, oh, you can't sing any better than she could, and she's only 9. Yeah, I get it, okay? I get it. I've been ostracized for criticizing children before. It's just I don't really... I don't know if the word's prescribe or subscribe. I don't follow this ridiculous cultural norm or societal norm where it's like, let's just put all the freaking 10-year-olds on America's Got Talent just because they have maybe good voices for their age or good talents for their age, but they're not good. Like, if you took away her age, if you said, oh, this is a 30-year-old singer, she'd be just normal, average, nothing spectacular about it. And even with Celine, I feel that's the same way, honestly. But at least with Celine, I feel like she has a better voice. She has a better voice. Also, she did not screw up nearly as much on her song Last Show than Angelica. And it's so stupid. It's so stupid. The judges were like, well, it was a hard song, and I'm not going to criticize you, but, you know, it was a good song. Good job. Oh my god. It's like, no. She sucked at it. It was out of her element. Not out of her element. It was out of her, her skill set. She took a risk. I guess you could say that. That's a good thing. You know, she took a risk. She took a risk. That's something that Celine has never done, I don't think. But, that being said, the judges need to not be afraid of the inevitable backlash of criticizing a kid. They need to not be afraid. You know, Howard Stern, he would have been on my side. That's why I loved Howard Stern. I feel like he was the only judge on there that didn't seem kind of I only watched for one season actually with him, But he seemed to stand out from the other judges in that it didn't seem like if NBC told him to say something, it doesn't seem like he would do that. Whereas the other judges, it's like that's all they do is just say what NBC wants them to say. But Howard Stern seemed to kind of have a mind of his own. He would speak against the grain a bit. You get that a little bit here and there with these judges now, but I don't know. I don't think to the same extent as him, as he showcased. I don't know. I always liked him. He was my favorite judge on that season. And then of course the first season I start watching and the first judge I actually kind of have a favorite of is the last season that he's on. So great. I think I was hoping that Simon Cowell would kind of bring that same realism to the judges' table. But then I realized, oh yeah, he's very financially minded. He wants to make sure that these opinions match with NBC or whatever, and I don't know how any of it goes down. I'm just theorizing. I just think that Simon... They made this huge deal about how Simon Cowell's coming back. Oh man, he's the meanest judge in the world. But I think maybe he realizes that since Gordon Ramsay came onto the scene, he can't really compete with pure anger and pure something. He can't compete with Gordon Ramsay. Maybe he just felt like there was no point in trying. I don't know. I mean, he's already made enough money. He's like huge producer, and not just of music but of TV shows. I believe America's Got Talent actually stems from Britain's Got Talent, which is something I believe he came up with, which I think in itself was a response to the X Factor. I'm not sure on that, but I think that was also him. And then American Idol, I believe, was also him. He's prolific. I mean, you can say what you want about him and his softness nowadays, but he knows what's up in terms of getting money out of people, getting sympathy out of people. He's got it. You know, he's got the formula down to make all these shows. Good for him. I'm not jealous about that. It's fine. That sounded very sarcastic. It's not meant to. I really am fine with it. Like, I'm fine. It's cool. I don't mind. But anyways, I feel like Howard Stern would have shared my opinion on these kid singers. It's like that's the mantra I go by. Or not mantra. That's the... Well, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Okay? That's the ideology I go by. Like, if you close your eyes, does it sound good? And 90% of the time, no. In fact, I'm going to even say 95% of the time, no. It sounds generic. It sounds like... it sounds like a... I don't know. It sounds generic. It doesn't sound special. It's not spectacular. If you took away their age, is it something that you'll remember? No. Like, are you remembering it because of their age, or are you remembering it because of their talent? 95% of the time, it is their age. I am 100% sure. I'm also 95% sure it's completely subjective, that paradigm, but I think you get my point. I don't know. It's something, you know? Let's see. What time is it? 12:11. So that means we have about 59 minutes. That's not right. We have 49 minutes to get this on the road. 49 minutes before the alpha closes for today. The good news is, this is actually a compliment. I've been doing absolutely nothing in the game, and I've been talking. that's a sign of a game that I can enjoy. I can enjoy that pretty heartily because I love to just play games and talk. That's why I do Twitch, honestly. I talk about the most random stuff. I don't talk about this game. I don't really talk about anything except stuff that I care about and things that have happened. You know, it's just kind of what I do. And this game is actually a good example of that. I can just sit back and do whatever. I can just do whatever. Wait, did I not do... Brakaka! Swag! Uh-oh. So yeah, I'm relatively annoyed that Angelica Hale went through and not Celine. I feel like Celine was a better singer. She didn't mess up nearly as horribly. Like Angelica, a couple times through her song, her notes were so cringy. Like nails on a chalkboard, cringy. She did not hit them at all. And that's too bad, because, you know, whatever. Anyways, yeah. Not happy about that. Like, I would prefer if neither of them went through. Something I am happy about that America got right for once. Merrick Hanna did not go through. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. This is more of a personal issue, okay? I'm not a good judge of dancing talent. But I thought that Merrick Hanna, he's the like kid that dances like a robot. I thought his act reeked of, well, first the thing we've been talking about. The fact is that he's a child. He's 12 years old, and that's the only thing that really matters, I think. Because I thought his dancing was terrible. Personally, I thought his dancing was awful. I thought it looked like a mime with Parkinson's disease. No offense to those with Parkinson's disease. I have respect for you. I don't have respect for Merrick Hanna, though, or anyone who actually enjoyed him and thought that he was great. I'm sorry, I just... not a fan. So... I'm not sure I understand the timer at the top. It's like... what? I don't get the timer at the top at all. What the heck? That's weird. Yeah, I thought that Merrick Hanna's dancing was terrible. Looked like a mime with Parkinson's. That's essentially all you need to know. I'm really happy he did not make it to the finals. I would prefer if none of the children made it to the finals, but that's just me. Actually, there's one girl that I did like that was under the age of 18. I can't even remember her name. It was like 4 weeks ago. No, it wasn't even 4 weeks ago. It was in the judge cuts, I think. I think it might have been the judge cuts. I believe she went through... no, she went home instead of Evie Claire or something like that. She looks like a young... a young Julie Benz. She looked like a young Julie Benz. Her singing was fantastic. She was actually legitimately great. Also, here, let's broaden this a bit, okay? I think some people might say, "Oh, you're being too hard on the kids." Okay, okay, maybe, okay. Here's a philosophy. That's the word I was looking for. Like 30 minutes ago. Here's a more all-encompassing philosophy. Okay, I feel like America's Got Talent is more America's mediocre at something, but that mediocrity is elevated by either their age, their sob story, or their age and sob story. Um, so it's not just the children, okay? It's anyone. It's like when you boil it down, if you take away their sob story, if you take away their age, are they talented? If you saw this person on the street, not like on the street, but like a homeless person, like if you saw them performing in the street, and not in the street literally because they'd be run over, but like on the sidewalk next to the street, would you be impressed by it? If you took away their age, if you took away their story, are they good? And I think that is what America's Got Talent does not understand. That's what the American voters don't understand, at least. It is like, I don't know, 95% of the time, I swear, the actual talented stuff goes home or gets voted off. I'm pretty salty about the first season I watched with Howard Stern. That was the same season that Piff the Magic Dragon and the Professional Regurgitator were on. Both Piff and the Regurgitator went home. Really mad about that. Gurgitator I could understand. Okay, maybe. Like, he's a little hard to look at times. And his act is very gross. His act definitely is not... it's not something you can watch while, like, eating food for the general public. Like, I can understand there's a bit of a barrier to entry to enjoyment there. Barrier of entry to enjoyment. However, Piff the Magic Dragon, I thought he was the best act of the entire show. I thought he was fantastic. Thankfully, he did go home, but thankfully he seems to be doing really well for himself. So I was not the only person that fell in love with him. I believe the person that ended up winning was a ventriloquist, like something Zardon. I don't know. He's I can see why he won. He's kind of like Jeff Dunham, except relatively witty and funny. I could see why he won. The one I can't see is last season. Okay. Last season was awful because I realize, okay, I do realize this is all personal, okay? This is all subjective. There's no objectivity to these opinions about, oh, who should have gone home, who should have stayed, who should have won. I know, okay, I know that it's very, very subjective. However, I think last season was terrible. The winner was Grace VanderWaal, this like 12-year-old ukulele singer player who sounded like a raspy Taylor Swift, not in a good way, mind you. I think she just had this Taylor Swift persona, like this innocent ukulele player with a voice. But the thing is, her voice was not good. Her voice was unique, it was distinct, it was not good. And her ukulele playing was anything but interesting. It was the same kind of, like, it's mindless, it's absent-minded chord progression is what it is. I studied music theory. I can say that, okay? I want you to know that I do have some authority here. It's just, it was so mediocre. It was so mediocre. But the thing is, she was a 12-year-old, okay? And I guess people thought that was cute. Oh, 12-year-old playing a ukulele. Oh, it's a match made in heaven. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, her voice is so raspy. It's like she chain smoked a bunch of cigarettes for like since she was born like 2 years ago. Yeah, exactly. I hate that. I think I don't know. I think people mistake rasp for soul. Adele. Okay, I don't know if rasp is actually the right word here, but Adele had a similar kind of voice. Joss Stone, actually. Joss Stone. Now, that is someone who has a very similar kind of voice, but an actually good voice. Um, I don't know if rasp is the same, is the right word, though. I'll be honest. Um, so, anyways, it's yeah, it's I don't know. Rasp is rasp does not equal soul is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at. The fact is, Grace Vanderwall was terrible. I don't know what the heck America was thinking on that. My personal picks, if you're wondering, for last season were Victor Key, the juggler that actually made juggling interesting and exciting, entertaining, and even poetic. He was amazing. I loved him. But he obviously didn't win. And you know who else didn't win? Sophie Dossie, not ventriloquist, the contortionist. She did not win either, and it makes me mad because she actually had something unique. She had something unique, and might I add, also objectively fantastic. Okay. Um, in a sense, putting away my bias hat, I can say that okay, um, maybe Sophie Dossie would be more difficult for a Vegas act. Like maybe there wouldn't be as much as much what's the word I'm looking for? What am I even talking about? Sophie Dossie, that's right. She's relatively she kind of does the same thing just with different elements. When you boil any act down, that's kind of what it is. But um, I feel like she had the potential to do something really good, and that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. What I'm not happy about is she was unable to demonstrate that because she was not the winner. So. Um, Ow! I was denied. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan of how America voted that last season. I think they definitely got it wrong, and so far they're getting it wrong this time too. Um, but yeah, those were my golden horses for the last two seasons. Um, the yeah, I'm not gonna repeat it. We heard it. Who should win this season? I actually do have a favorite, but it's weird. This season, for some reason, it took me until, um, I think until Judge Cuts for me to actually start liking this one act. Um, it took me until Judge Cuts to nail down an act that I would want to win. Whereas in the other seasons, I knew pretty much the first moment they walked on stage, especially Piff. He's probably my favorite of all of these. I loved Piff the Magic Dragon. Um, so, sorry. Oh yeah, if you're wondering, no, I have not eaten my yogurt yet. I have not delicately consumed it, I'm sorry. I actually don't like the word eat. Or egg. Ugh. Like when talking about inedible food product, egg or eggs, I hate it. I cannot stand that word. I don't know why. It just makes me feel so gross. Like, do you want scrambled eggs? Ugh, I hate it. It's the worst. It's so bad. I don't know why I hate it. Um, well, I know why I hate it, because it's a personal preference. Same reason some people hate the word moist. I love moist, but I'm wondering if it's more that I love it because it makes some people so uncomfortable. My name on Discord is Friction Ferret. You can obviously, you can glean from that my intentions. Um, I really thrive on making people uncomfortable sometimes. And it's not a good thing to have. It's not a good skill to have. Like, I'm not really um I'm not like I'm not boasting about my ability to make people uncomfortable. But I tell you what, um I I'm really good at it. Uh like I say your mom jokes in front of my mom. I say that's what she said jokes in front of my mom. I say the C word a lot, especially when family's around at Thanksgiving or whatever. I love it. I seriously love it. I don't know why. I feel like that might be unhealthy. It might be unhealthy for me to enjoy that so much, but I do. I love it. It's wonderful. I love making people uncomfortable because a lot of the time when they're uncomfortable, they kind of do a nervous laugh, and I love laughs. I do it for the laughs. I'm not trying to make a joke about the stupid mantra of like lolsec or whatever. Like we do it for the lols. No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say like I really like everything I do that's that might come off as really in bad taste. I'm trying to get people to laugh because I love laughter. I think I thrive on that too, more so than distress. Even though you might think the opposite from what I just said. Um, but I love laughter. I love it. It's powerful to me, and it's all the more devastating when someone doesn't laugh at something I say. Um, because then I feel like, oh, I'm just a bad person. Like that reflects poorly on me. Reflects poorly on my um, myself. Which I know is not it's not necessarily true, but still makes me sad. Um, oh wow, I got a bronze? I don't know what that means. That must be like overall for the game, because there's no way they'd give you a bronze for being on your team because you only have 3 people on a team. Deductive reasoning, folks. um, I don't know. I love laughter. I think it's very cathartic. I think it's a great release. Um, it's a mutual release. I deal with my issues, things that make me uncomfortable, by poking fun at them or making jokes about them. And in return, people laugh at those, hopefully, those jokes. And they um and they get this emotional release as well because they're laughing. And then when they laugh, I laugh. I'll be honest, I actually laugh at more of my jokes than I think anybody laughs at any of my jokes. Cause I don't know. I don't. I guess it's kind of narcissistic. I was gonna say it's not narcissistic, but it kind of is. Like laughing at your own jokes. But I don't know. I think it's good to kind of be proud of your jokes. I think it's a good thing to be proud of something you do, because I don't really have much that I'm proud of that I do. Um, Taking care of my cats. That's pretty much it. um, oh, okay. Well, okay. Foreign languages. I consider myself to be relatively intelligent. Not just because of the foreign language stuff, but because of my overall understanding and usage of the English language and knowledge of other things like cinema, video games. I don't know. I get, I feel proud of that aspect of myself. Like, I'm not a fan of my mind. I think it brings me to some pretty dark places. But I am a fan of knowledge. I'm a fan of intellectuality. Ironically, because I don't think intellectuality is a word. But, I don't know. And I don't mean to sound narcissistic. I'm trying... For, like, my whole life, I've struggled with the idea of compliments. I've struggled my whole life with compliments and feeling like I'm good at anything. So I don't necessarily think it's narcissistic to be talking about, like, oh, I'm so smart, I can... I'm celebrating, I'm not, like, boasting. I think that's the difference. I think that might be the difference between boasting... Or, that might be the difference between narcissism and compassion for yourself. Is celebration versus boasting. I wonder if that's kind of the difference. I've always wondered, because I think it's a pretty fine line. Like, right now, I think I've already said too much. And then people are going to be like, wow, this guy is a douche. He's, like, boasting about all this stuff he does. I don't know. Like, it might come off that way. But I think that's the indicator of what I'm trying to say. Boasting versus celebrating. I think that's probably the distinction. And that's nice. I like to know that there's a distinction. I know I made it up, so obviously I made it up, so obviously I'm a little biased about whether or not it's a good distinction or not, which is inappropriate. If you say whether or not, a further or not is completely redundant. Superfluous, perhaps. Anyways, so yeah, I'm celebrating. I'm trying to celebrate myself. I've always had issues with that, because I used to be bullied in elementary school and middle school. Apparently, it was so bad that whenever my mom picked me up from school, which was every day, I didn't take the bus in elementary school, at least at that time. It was a certain school that she said I was bullied the most at. I never took the bus at that one. So she said that every day after school I would be crying my eyes out because the kids were mean to me. And I have it on pretty good authority that I just kind of exude weakness. One of my good friends, he is a self-proclaimed previous or former bully, and he said that, you know, the reason certain people are picking on me in Discord is because I exude weakness. I exude softness, which is exploitable as a vulnerability. I'm still not really sure how I exude that, but I guess, I mean, there's no room to argue, because obviously someone is, obviously a lot of people latched on to me being really weak. So there's something to it. I just don't know what I'm doing that makes me seem weak. It's unfortunate, actually. Ow. So yeah, anyways, I'm just trying to be a better person to myself. Not actually sure where this came up. I forget what topic we were on, or I was on. I want to include you guys in the conversation. You know, I want to make you feel that you are contributing just as much to this stream as I am. Because I don't like the idea of people being sad, you know? Uh-oh! Wow, this is like the closest game we have had. This is insane. Oh, jeez. No! Oh! Man, that was close. That was a really good match. Yeah, I'm not sure where, like, why I started talking about all that stuff. Sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. Whoa! I assisted. How the heck? I don't get that. What does that mean? Oh, maybe I buffed someone, or... I don't know, that's weird. I'm not sure what that means. Apparently I'm getting better. Interesting. So if you manual through friendly pain, it doesn't slow you down. I'm assuming that means the other one is the opposite. Oh, okay. I guess that's... Well, okay, I can't... you can't really get mad at the game because... there's not that much to unlock. But still, getting two of the same common wheels in one drop, that's... that rubs me kind of a wrong way, but... I don't know. That's just me. Oh, sorry. Oh goodness, kitty. Oh, kitty gumdrops. Hello. Let's see. Oh wow, we have talked about a lot of stuff. Alright. I think this actually... that should have been my last match. I should have ended on a high note. Oh yeah, I'm trying to learn how to not say should and could and would. Well, would. Wood's not as bad, but woohoo! Because should brings with it this this idea of expectation and disappointment and regret. I think is really what it boils down to. So I don't know. I'm just trying to work on myself as a person. Because I love this level, by the way. Holy crap. No! Oh, wow! I'm sorry. Oh man, that's fun. This is fun. I'm actually having a good time with this, honestly. Like, let's talk about this game finally. I'm really enjoying it. Have I only won 3 of the like 12 matches I played? Yeah, but hey, guess what? I don't give a heck. I don't give a heckin' hoot. Oh, jeez. What is going on there? That's weird. Who are my teammates? I want to help my teammates. Wait, what? That didn't help him? Or... That's weird. Okay. Um... So, let's see, what... Are there any topics I didn't finish? Anything I didn't... Anything I didn't finish? We talked about America's Got Talent. Oh, that's right! I didn't tell you who my my picks for this season are. The one act that I really want to win this season is Sarah and Hero. It's this woman and her dog, and also another dog she has named Hero or Loki. They do like a routine where he like runs around and dances with her, and they kind of do fun little. It's like a play, sort of like a silent play, but with a dog, doing really impressive stuff for a dog. Um, I love it. It's wonderful. Um, it's it's very very positive. It's family friendly. It's fun. Um, it's impressive. It's cute. It honestly is the full package. It has the potential to fill a stage, like a Vegas stage. It has the potential to do that. And that's something I really love. And that's something I also think many of the acts on the show this season don't have. That's just not something that they have. They do not feel like big Vegas shows. They would not fit right into a Vegas stage. Whereas Sarah and Hero, I think, really could fit into a Vegas stage. um, there's also another group that has dogs as the like the main. They have dogs as the main part of their act. The Pompeo family. They were sent home in the quarterfinals, but then they came back for the semifinals as a like wild card pick or something. Like the judges can bring back one act that was voted off, and they were picked. What makes them different from Sarah and Hero? Rather, what makes Sarah and Hero preferable to me, at least? The Pompeo family has, I think, way too much going on. There are way too many dogs. There are way too many things to focus on. Everything feels very random, not very staged. And also, it seems like they kind of do the same tricks over and over. That could be not correct, but I'm not. No! That was a good combo. Uh-oh. um... So the Pompeo family, they're erratic, they're random. So much is going on. It's very hard to focus on. And it's just, I don't know. It's not as fun, I don't think. Like, it's trying to be fun, but it's more like... It's more of a circus act than a Vegas show. Which is hilarious, because I think the most prolific Vegas shows are under the Cirque du Soleil label, which means Circus of the Sun. So technically, circus is a great show to do in Vegas, but I think you know what I mean. It's like there's not much substance to it. Well, there's not much substance to any entertainment show in Vegas, I don't think. That's kind of what it's all about. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. One thing is, it seems like in the Pompeo family act, the dogs are a prop. They feel like a prop, whereas Sarah and Hero, they feel like integral parts of the act. I guess in a way, all parts of an act are a prop, but I think that Sarah and Hero, compared to the Pompeo family, Sarah and Hero, it's very focused. There's not as much to distract you. It's very centrally focused. Um, and I think, honestly, the stuff that Sarah and Hero do is way more impressive than the Pompeo family. Um, Pompeo family is just throwing a bunch of cute dogs at you, hoping you fall in love. Sarah and Hero is you get one dog and one human, maybe two dogs, um, and they do some incredible things. And it's always different. I wasn't even a huge fan of Sarah and Hero in their first audition. I thought that it was silly that Simon had to go up and like beg the other judges to let her through, cause I just didn't really care about it. I thought it was pretty not great, very boring. But she really stepped it up. They stepped it up. Their next act, every act since then has been progressively more and more interesting and dynamic without losing that focus that I love so much. Um, I like it. I like the act a lot. That is the one that I want to win. Will they win? I have my doubts. I think there are a lot of factors at play, and not all of them are in favor of Sarah and Hero. Unfortunately, while it would be wonderful if I could actually fall for an act that'll win, um, I don't. I don't know. I'm such a terrible fan. I'm like, I love them, but they're not gonna win. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like I sound like. I think they have a chance, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. Something else about them. They feel genuine, and the love. You can feel the love between Sarah and her dogs. Whereas with the Pompeo family, I don't know how to explain it other than I think they something's off. Something feels very off about the way the relationship between them and their dogs. Um, I feel like I don't know. I don't want to scream animal abuse, okay? Because that's ridiculous. There's no indicator that they abuse their animals, but there's just this odd gut feeling that I have about them. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. Like I never, when they're on screen with their dogs, I never feel like they love each other. I don't get that impression. I don't get that impression that they respect their dogs and love them. I don't get that impression at all. I get the impression that they have their dogs for their act, and that's it. Um, Whereas Sarah and Hero, um, you can just feel it. You can feel that love. That's that's what separates it as well. That's what separates the two acts for me as well. Is that Sarah and Hero, you can feel like the relationship is mutually beneficial and grateful and loving. But with the Pompeo family, it's like whatever, sort of, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. And also I hope that I'm not like slandering. I'm trying to be neutral in a sense. I'm trying to say like, it's not I'm not saying that the Pompeo family is abusive to their dogs, but I am saying that there's a distinct difference between the way they come off with their dogs in comparison to Sarah and Hero. Um, so that's what I have to say. There you go. Um, yeah, so Sarah and Hero, they are my pick for America's Got Talent. I don't know if they're going to win. I'm preparing for failure because that's what I've had to deal with the other acts. Although I don't think last season Victor Key or Sophie Dossi made it to the finals. Whereas Piff and the Regurgitator did make it to the finals, I believe. I'm not sure what was so pertinent about that information, but I thought you'd like to know. Let's see. Sophie Dossi. AGT Wikia, I think. AGT even has a Wikia page. It's insane. Oh, she finished in the bottom 5 of the top 10. Wow. Okay, so she did make it to the finals. What about Victor Key? Oh, wait, that's... Oh, Victor K, T-O-R. Okay, sorry. He was also a finalist. He also finished in the bottom 5 of the top 10. Huh. That is really interesting. I did not remember that. Okay, well... I guess I have good taste when it comes to finalists, but not necessarily winners, which is too bad. I follow both Sophie and Victor on not Instagram, Twitter, and they both seem to be doing okay. Like, they're still doing what they love, but I'm not sure they're experiencing the same kind of success as Piff. And I feel bad for the Regurgitator, dude. Like, there are videos of him going on Britain's Got Talent. There are videos of him going on, like, a nightly news show, and it's just sad to me. He's trying so hard, and I thought he was finally going to get his break at this, at America's Got Talent, but no, he has to just keep working again, I guess. I fully expect him to come back eventually. I fully expect him to come back. Oh, Paul Zardin, I think is the name of the ventriloquist that won that season with the Regurgitator and Piff. Paul Zerdin sounds right. Last night I was trying to figure out the name of the Pokemon that's like an oyster. And not Cloyster, by the way. But he was the stage 1 of Cloyster. So he evolves into Cloyster. And I was freaking out because I had no idea. I kept forgetting. And then I was like, wait, Sheldar? Sheldon? Shelder? And those didn't sound very right, but then I looked it up. Hey, it's Shelder, I think. I actually forget again. But this looks like our last match because it's the time is gonna end pretty soon. Ooh! Damn! Wahoo! Okay. Sorry. When you actually land a good manual, it feels so good, though. It feels so good. Nah! Oh, jeez. No! Don't take control! Uh-oh. Dolphin heal. What's a tray flip again? It's like I don't know, heel flip and 2 kick flips or something? I don't know. Let's... No, I mean, shove it and 2 kick flips? Something like that? I don't know. I don't know, okay? I'm trying here. Uh-oh. That is not a nose grind. That is a crooked grind. And I don't care who wants to defend it. That is not a nose grind. I've noticed that the grinds do seem a bit wonky. And that's not great. Like, that's not a tail slide. That's... I don't know. I wish you could do, like, primo slides and stuff. That would be fun. Obviously a little difficult, but... Hey! What the heck? Why is my shockwave, like, not working on anything? That's really weird. Oh, no! Dude, that was like a quadruple bajillion impossible. Dang it! Well... Oh, we might actually have room for one more. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I didn't even see my score. Oh, there it is. Level 6. Nice. Actually, we'll see. We will see. Actually, I want to open my loot box first. Quickly. Loot box, open. Open. Come on. Come on. Oh, nice. That's actually awesome. I wanted that for some reason. Awesome. Okay. Play online. Come on. Come on. Come. One more. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Everybody wants somebody. I want to... Uh-oh. I don't think so. I think we're done. I want that platypus deck. That is so cute. I love it. And I like the idea. I'm assuming that those decks are legendary ones. The ones that are like shaped. I'm assuming they're legendary. I like that idea. I like the idea of... yeah, I think we're done. Unfortunately, by the way. I guess we can look at this. Customized deck. Yes. Wait. Legendary. Legendary. That's not... Huh. Okay, maybe it's not that way. Maybe... But where's the, the platypus? There's no platypus! I'm so sad. Is that like a limited thing? It makes me so sad, dude. Oh. Yeah, I think we're done, unfortunately. This is my favorite level by far. I love the thingamahoochies. No! Oh. Dang it. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. I know that... I know, I was prepared for it to be the end, but man... That sucks. Yeah, I think that's the end, everybody. Um, as far as will I be playing this again? Um, yes, although the streams won't be as long, because I have French class um, from 9 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. This game's alpha tests start at 11 a.m. and go to 1 p.m. So you might think, oh, that's plenty of time. Well, it takes me about 45 minutes to get home if I go the speed limit. It takes me like 20 or 30 if I don't go the speed limit. Um, so what I'm trying to get at is the streams are probably going to be shorter, like a lot shorter. Probably 20 or 30 minutes at most. Um, but yeah, I do fully intend to play this again. This is actually really fun. I'm really happy to be a part of the testing community. Feels nice. I'll have to rewatch the footage so I can find things to complain about, because I know there were things I wanted to not complain about, to constructively bring up as issues that I have with the game. But I think a lot of them won't be fixable. Like the way that grinds don't really look like the grinds that they are. The way you sink through the rails and the floor when you do grinds. The fact that there's no such thing as primos. No Caspers. Well, actually, I wasn't able to test that. I'm not going to say that definitively. But I'm pretty sure there are no primos. Well, that might be a deliberate design decision, actually. I was just thinking about that. Because if you have primos, notice that all of my bales were pretty much, well, if they weren't out of bounds, a striking number of bales I had were out of bounds bales. But if they're not out of bounds, I think the other, like, excluding bales out of bounds, I think my bales boiled down to like 30% grinds that I lost my balance on, or manuals I lost my balance on, and then 70% I fell on the side of my board in Primo. So I think that if they did add a Primo, it might be it might make it more difficult to bail. And making it more difficult to bail would kind of take away from the satisfaction of landing a lot of tricks, I think. Although, you know what you could do? You could, with the Primo, if they hit the manual button when they go into Primo, maybe that works. Maybe that could work, or maybe it already works. I don't know, actually. Let's see. The music has got to go. Thank God you can turn it down. No offense. Again, no offense to the composer. I'm sorry. Not a fan of the music. What else? The lack of a platypus board makes me really sad. There's definitely not a platypus board in the game, even though it's right on this screen. I hope that there's a single player component eventually, kind of like Touch Grind, where it's like you can like go around and do certain challenges in the level, like getting high scores and all that stuff. Maybe, I don't think the help screen explains in detail how the top meter works. Platypus board confirmed. Yeah, I know the playtest is over. I know. I was trying to go into free skate and it just kicked me to this part. Um, yeah. So I'm kind of using this as an outro to like, you know, kind of gather my thoughts on the game and reflect on the experience. Um, Overall, it's an interesting game. It's fun. I like it, but I don't know. I also feel like I don't know. Maybe I just didn't. Maybe I just don't know how to use the boards. I feel like the tricks are very limited, but that's a personal issue. Um, oh, you'll let QA know that it didn't kick me out of the game completely and it just put me on a screen that I can't exit. Also, are you one of the developers? Oh, oh, that's awesome. Well, welcome. I feel so blessed is a little overzealous perhaps. I feel fortunate. There you go. I feel very fortunate for you to have seen my stream. Um, I was when I'm done with the stream, I was gonna look back on it and try and gather my thoughts and then write it up, kind of, to send to you guys. It's a lot of personal issues, not very many objective ones. But like one of the things that was bothering me, I don't know how long you've been watching, was the grinds. Um, it seems most of my grinds I was sinking into the actual grindable object. And adding on to that is the grinds were looked nothing like what they were named. Like the tail slide was actually like a crooked grind or something. I'm not sure. Um, I don't know. Maybe that's intentional, but okay. I will definitely hit you up. How do I do that though? Do I like message you in the Discord or? Suggestions, leave us a support ticket. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I will definitely do that. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for that information. Um, and thank you very much for coming to the stream. It's very awesome to uh, have an actual developer come to my stream while I'm playing their game. It's very interesting. It's like going to a concert and listening to your favorite band play your favorite songs and sing along with them. I don't know. This is getting a little esoteric, but I'll definitely do that. Thank you very much for the suggestion. And also, thank you for the opportunity to play the game. It's very awesome. And I think for, I was going to say for everyone else, but also anyone watching, I'm actually going to end the stream now. But thank you very much. Oh, thank you. That's nice. I like that. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I might be on later. We will see. Alright. Have a good day.